What's the deal, y'all? What's the deal, y'all? What's the deal, y'all? What's the deal, YouTube? Man, what's the deal, man? So, welcome back to the channel, man. Welcome back. So, first and foremost, I'd like to say I hope all of y'all are vibrating at a high frequency, not letting no negative energy stop your positive energy, right? And as you can see by the title of this live is going to be about like 10 minutes because it's not really much to talk about in this live. It's just something I want to bring attention to. So this live is going to be about the game stalking, right? About the organized game stalking program. And if you're not familiar with game stalking or any type of organized game stalking or spiritual game stalking, a good movie for you to watch that will make you more familiar with the game stalking will be the Truman Show, right? Because there's spiritual game stalking where people are being used by spirits, by low vibrational spirits, right? And then you have the organized game stalking where people are doing subtle shit to try to have these interactions with you, and these interactions are to lower your vibration, right? So it's a movie called The Truman Show, and in that movie, he was being game stalked pretty much, right? Truman was a targeted individual, a part of the organized game stalking program, right? And his mom was a game stalker, his wife was a game stalker, his best friend was his childhood best friend was a game stalker, right? And how Truman didn't know what was going on, he didn't know he was getting game stalked, right? Because he was vibrating low. And an example of Truman vibrating low would be him an example of Truman vibrating high will be him trying to go to Fiji, right? When he's like, oh, I want to go to Fiji, I want to do this, I want to do that, he wants to step outside of his programming. And his programming was just go to work, be Truman, have your wife, and have kids. So now you have to take care of your kids, just like his wife was saying, oh, she wants to have kids and this and that. And he was saying, like, oh, I want to travel and explore the world, right? He wants to explore. And that's like you breaking out of the matrix, you wanting to travel or you wanting to go to Fiji. Just an example. Because in the Truman Show, Truman wanted to go to Fiji, right? He wanted to go to Fiji. And once he started asking questions like trying to go to Fiji, he realized that everybody was trying to keep him from going to Fiji, right? And he started questioning shit. And then when he started questioning shit, he started noticing shit, right? Start noticing shit. So a lot of people are being game stalked and they don't know it because they're not questioning this and they're on their programming. And their programming could be, addicted to drugs, addicted to alcohol, a single parent, etc. Once you step out of your programming, you're gonna see who the game stalkers are because they're gonna try to get you back in your programming. For instance, if you cool. All right, boom. Boom. For instance, if you're vibrating low, right, and you fucking froze, man. If you're vibrating low, what was I saying? Truman didn't realize he was getting gang stalked until he tried to go to Fiji and start trying to, like, you know what I'm saying, start trying to step out of his program, excuse me, y'all. He didn't know he was getting gang stalked until he started trying to step out of his program, right? A lot of us are possibly in gang stalking programs, but we're not aware that we're getting gang stalked until we step out of our programming. And our programming could be what's keeping us vibrating low, right? So Truman was trying to go to Fiji. Before he was trying to go to Fiji, everything was good, He was living life. He had his wife. He had his best friend. He had his family and all that. Everything was good, right? Once you start trying to go to Fiji and people were trying to stop him from going to Fiji, and him going to Fiji was an example of raising your vibration. Because now he wants to go to Fiji. He wants to do something different. You want to raise your vibration. You want to start doing something different. You want to start working out, or you want to start doing this stuff, right? And you might have gang stalkers in your family, and you don't even know that they're gang stalkers because you're not doing anything to try to change your life or change your vibration. Once you be like, okay, I'm gonna start working out, or I'm gonna stop eating this meat, you'll have somebody in your family may say some shit like, oh, you gonna do all that? You doing all that for nothing? Or you working out? You ain't gonna get big. You ain't gonna lose weight. And they could be a gang stalker trying to keep you in that programming. And that programming being You don't want to work out. You don't want to exercise. You don't want to lose weight. You know what I'm saying? So Truman was a targeted individual, and he didn't realize he was getting gang stalked. And I'm getting gang stalked right now. Somebody pop up trying to make me lose my train of thought. But he didn't realize he was getting gang stalked until he decided to go to Fiji, or until he wanted to go to Fiji, right? And once he tried to go to Fiji and step out of his programming, and his programming was Truman, go to work, you know, you have your wife, you have, you know, you got your best friend, you go to work, you come home, and you repeat the process. And that was his programming, right? And once he tried to step out of that programming, that's when he started getting attacked. And not even attacked, that's when he realized that he was surrounded by gang stalkers. Excuse me, y'all. I'm trying to keep this energy flowing, and I'm in the matrix, right? So once he tried to go outside of his programming, that's when he realized he was getting gang stalked. And he started recognizing the synchronicities. He started recognizing that the traffic was, when he's trying to go out to Fiji, he's trying to go to Fiji now, right? He's trying to leave town, etc. Now it's traffic. You know what I'm saying? All of these things to keep him vibrating low, to keep him in that program, right? And you may be going through the same thing on a daily basis, but you're not noticing the synchronicities. You're vibrating too low. But say you start asking questions like, now I want to go to Fiji, I want to do this, I want to do that, you're going to start noticing that you got people around you trying to stop you from progressing in life. And these are your gang stalkers, right? These are your gang stalkers. I believe, honestly, that everybody has gang stalkers, but people are just vibrating too low to be aware of this thing, right? So, if you're not familiar with no organized gang stalking, and the Truman Show is on YouTube right now, it's free. It's free on YouTube right now, right? You know what I'm saying? And when I get to giving this fucking energy, bro, it's always somebody pop up trying to make me lose my train of thought. I just put the little shit up for the windows real quick. Roll this weed. But yeah, man, this is the world that we're living in, right? This is the world that we're living in. And the gang stalking shit has showed me that we're truly living in hell, man. We're truly living in hell. So, and I'm making this live just to show y'all examples of targeted individuals, gang stalking, etc., right? So yeah, Truman was being gang stalked, man. Truman was being gang stalked. Everybody was in on this shit, right? And he didn't realize that he was being gang stalked and that he was a targeted individual until he started trying to step out of his programming, right? So you may be going through and if you're not familiar with the Truman Show or any type of organized gang stalking, a lot of people are familiar with the spiritual gang stalking, but if you're not familiar with some organized gang stalking, where these people try to do shit and play with your psyche, play with your mind by synchronizing with you in public, etc. Watch the Truman Show. It's on YouTube right now. It's free with ads, right? You can watch it right now, and you'll see what organized gang stalking is. People trying to, like, for instance, when Truman was trying to get with a girl that he wasn't supposed to talk to, etc. He was trying to get at her, etc. They put somebody in his life. They put this other female in front of him, right? So, and when he was trying to get through the crowd and all that shit, they put a bunch of people in his way, and just to hold him up, they really do shit like that. They really do shit like that in real life with this gang stalking shit. You know what I'm saying? And you won't even be aware of this shit because you can live in a city where it's crowded all the time, so you're not aware of all of the little interactions that you have on a daily basis that are to keep you vibrating low. Like I just made a video talking about the manipulations of your manifestations, right? If you're conscious that you know this person is going to manifest some violence if I get in their way or irritate them, right? And I'm conscious of this, but you're not conscious that you manifest when you're in a bad mood. All I have to do to get you to manifest some bullshit is put you in a bad mood, right? And then I manipulated your manifestations by sending a scenario to you, right? So they send scenarios to us, etc., to try to manipulate our manifestations to try to control our life. Because if you're manipulating controlling my manifestations, you're controlling my life. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not able to manifest, but you have this unlimited resource of money, and you can pay people to do bullshit to attack people. Say when somebody cuts you off, you're gonna be mad, and if you're mad, you feeling that mad emotion, you're gonna manifest some violence. If I want you to manifest some violence, all I have to do is put a bunch of people around you that's gonna cut you off, and then you're gonna manifest that violence. You know what I'm saying? But besides all that, I'm gonna make this live short because I'm about to go into some business real quick. And yeah, I just wanted to tell y'all about the Truman Show shit. Like the Truman Show was getting gang stalked, bro. You know what I'm saying? The nigga was getting gang stalked, right? And his family was in on the shit. His mom was in on it. His best friend was in on it. So that shows you what could be going on, right? and you won't even realize you could be in a whole family full of gang stalkers just keeping you low, keeping you vibrating low, and you won't even realize it until you start. If you want to see who's the gang stalker around you, start vibrating high. Start asking questions. Start stepping out of your program. If you're somebody that your whole life you smoking cigarettes and you drinking beer, start stepping out of that. Stop smoking the cigarettes. Stop drinking the beer, and see who's clowning and making little jokes that you're trying to stop smoking and drinking. These are the motherfuckers that are around you, keeping you smoking and drinking. And you smoking and drinking is a program that has been placed on you. You know what I'm saying? You smoking and drinking, that's a program that has been placed on you, right? So when you stop trying to do the bullshit in your life and you see people trying to bring you back to that vibration, these are the gang stalkers in your life. Like, for instance, when Truman was trying to leave, he was trying to go to Fiji, right? Everybody trying to stop him from going to Fiji. These are all of his gang stalkers. Because he was on a program, living this life and go to work. And he didn't, besides the fact that he was on a TV show, he was a targeted individual, a part of a program, right? And not only a program, he was on a certain program. And that programming that he was on was go to work, pay your bills, come home to your wife, etc., right? And his wife was even trying to keep her more in the matrix by saying, oh, Truman, let's have a child, Truman. And Truman knowing that once he has a child, he ain't going to be able to tour the world, he ain't going to be able to go to Fiji, etc., right? That's another example of how certain shit will keep you in the matrix. How you having a kid, that will keep you in the matrix, right? Because now your whole life is taking care of your kids, and you can't even have no spiritual awakening or try to practice these little spiritual practices because you have a kid. You got to take care of this kid. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that can keep you in the matrix too. And an example of keeping you in the matrix compared to the Truman Show, that could keep Truman from going to Fiji. His wife was telling him, "Oh, let's have a kid," and everything that I'm saying that he was trying to do, like he was trying to go to Fiji, right? All this shit that they were trying to do to keep him from going to Fiji is an example of shit that people do to keep you in the matrix. You know what I'm saying? It could be somebody suggesting you have a kid or you got a family or telling you to just stay in your city, stay in your hometown. You know, don't start a business. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't go try to get that new job that's going to pay you $40 an hour, $50 an hour. And these are gang stalkers in your family trying to discourage you, trying to put shit on you, trying to stop your manifestations, all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to make this live too much longer, though, right? I ain't going to make it too much longer. I just want to chop it up with y'all real quick, man. I want to chop it up with y'all. But Truman was getting gang stalked, man. Truman was getting gang stalked. Truman was a targeted individual. You know what I'm saying? He was a targeted individual. And everybody was in on this shit, right? Everybody was in on it. And even his best friend was in on this shit. That show you how far these motherfuckers go, man. They'll put you in a whole fake family, have you surrounded by bots, agents, have you surrounded by fake friends, all this shit. You know what I'm saying? So, I ain't gonna make this shit too much longer. I hope all of y'all are vibrating at a high vibration. You know what I'm saying? And don't be scared to step out your programming. You know? Because they want you to be trying to work a job. If you a targeted individual, you already know you can't work no fucking job. Right? I just got finished dealing with a client, and I made right now what I would have made. Because say, for instance, right, you go to work, you work a job, right, and say you get it, and these motherfuckers at the job I was working, right, at the job I was working before, I just said, fuck it, I'm going to lock in my business. These motherfuckers was paying me $19 an hour, right? I could have sworn she said $19.50, and you get your 50-cent raise once you get certified, right? So I go to the warehouse, I go to the company, boom, I get certified, and a nigga getting $19.50, and you be getting $19, $20 an hour on the job, right? And they won't even have no fucking work. They won't even have no fucking work for you, right? You know what I'm saying? But if you start your own business and say you get $19 an hour, you work 5 hours, that ain't even $100, bro. You know what I'm saying? Or you can start your own business, start a service. You work for 2 or 3 hours, you get $100, and you get it then and there. You work in these jobs, you know what I'm saying? You work 2 hours, 3, 4, 5 hours, you don't even get your whole shit. They fuck around and fuck up on your check, anything. You know what I'm saying? So, it's something to think about, man. Don't be so dependent on these fucking jobs, bro. The job is just over broke. You can make more money in 8 hours doing DoorDash than you can make in 8 hours working a job. Because if you get 19 or 18 hours and you working 8 hours, that's 144 bucks. Then you have taxes to deal with too. You can fuck around and have like 120, 117. That's just... Yeah, we back live, gang. Alright, so I ain't gonna make this shit too much longer. I just want to tell y'all, man. So, Truman was a targeted individual. And yeah, man, if you want to know about some gang stalking shit, if you're not familiar with the gang stalking program, watch the Truman show. You know, it's just a little quick live. It's not really much you can get out of this live, but at the same time, you can get a little something out of this live. Yeah, watch the Truman show, you'll see how the gang stalkers try to manipulate you. Alright. And I'm about to get up off this shit, man. And the reason why I'm not really going on camera right now is because we got witches and warlocks out here trying to send shit my way. And they can't do shit to me and my energy if they don't have a current picture of me, you see? So, and since I've been holding on to my energy, I've been manifesting. You know what I'm saying? So, that's why I'm not on camera. That's why I'm not fucking with showing my face on camera. Because I got witches in my family, and the family always placed me doing witchcraft on me, right? And they were using my energy. And one of these motherfuckers got some of my hair, right? Because I was gullible, I was docile, and I let some people have access to me that weren't supposed to have access to me. So you wondering why I'm not going on camera? Because the witchcraft shit, I don't feel like dealing with it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I hope all y'all vibrating on the high frequency, man. And I'm about to get up off this shit. Talk about 9 ether beings. You know, be patient around inorganic species. And what gang stalking that show me about this world, bro, we really living in hell, man. We really living in hell, bro. Cause like you like people are asleep. They think that we're all the same species, right? And you'll be getting gang stalked because you're trying to wake people up and let them know that we're a different species than everybody else. And then what you trying to do that, motherfuckers will be gang stalking you, right? Pretty much like, nigga, shut up, nigga. Don't wake these motherfuckers up trying to bully you into shutting up. You know what I'm saying? Trying to bully you. You can be telling somebody like, don't walk that way, you're gonna get hit by a car. And the gang stalker walk up, like, nigga, you better not tell them not to walk that way, you better let them walk that way and get hit by a car. Like, nigga, what the fuck? Motherfuckers get attacked, get put in gang stalking programs because they're trying to help. You know what I'm saying? So they're trying to help people, help the world be a better place, etc. So that show you that we living in hell, bro. Everything that's promoted to the masses is a low vibrational shit. You know, everything that's popular is ignorant. So you just, like, once you get older, you start realizing that you're living in hell. When you driving to work in the AM and you see everybody just sitting in traffic, you be like, nigga, this shit's demonic. All of these motherfuckers are on their way to get some money so they can survive on this planet, just to exist. People go to work just to exist, bro. Imagine, like, most people are paying, everybody's paying, I'm paying bills too. Everybody's fucking paying bills. But most people are just paying bills just to pay them bitches again next month. If you have a house, a car, you're using that car to go to work so you can pay for that car. You're using the house to sleep, get enough rest so you can go back to work and pay for that house. Right? So most people are just existing, bro. They're just paying to exist. You know what I'm saying? You're working these jobs so you can pay for a car. What the fuck do you need a car for? So you can continue to work these jobs. Why are you working these jobs? So you can pay for the car. So what the fuck are you really doing every day? You're just existing. Because, you know, you working, most people have their shit paid off, etc. But for the most part, people are going to work just to maintain shit. To pay their bills just so they can go back to work and pay their bills. And they're only paying these bills so they can feel comfortable enough to go back to work. And once you realize this shit is like, nigga, we living in hell. You driving on the freeway on your way wherever you're going, and everybody's just like a bunch of ants, like a bunch of fucking mice, chasing the cheese. On the way to work, everybody's trying to get some money. People aren't just sitting in traffic because they want to sit in traffic. They're sitting in traffic, they're on their way to work to get some money so they can pay their bills. And they're only paying their bills so they can be comfortable enough to go back to work and work so they can pay the bills. The bills may be a washer or a dryer so you can wash your clothes. So now you have clean clothes to go back to work. You're paying your light bill so you can see around your house while you're in your house getting some rest so you can go back to work. Like, what the fuck? That shit is crazy, bro. And once you realize this shit and try to get other people to realize it, you start realizing all type of other shit. Like, you got people trying to stop you from spreading this information with people. Everybody that was killed, that was trying to do some positive shit, was a victim of gang stalking. Nipsey Hussle was a targeted individual. Dr. Sebi was a targeted individual. Malcolm X was a targeted individual. Anybody that's speaking truth was a targeted individual that got killed. Even inorganic species that be coming out speaking out and they get killed too. They target individuals, right? Right? That just tell you that we're living in hell, bro. And in order for them to make you not know that you live in hell, they tell you hell is a place with fire and just the worst shit ever. Just the worst shit. Nobody wants to be fucking burned for eternity. So you're gonna be like, hell no, I ain't trying to go there. Whole time we're already living in hell because just for you to exist, you have to go work a job. Right? Nothing's wrong with working a job, but just for you to exist. It's like you work for 10 years and you get to have all that money. Them 10 years you working, you're just maintaining your existence on this planet by paying bills. And how they keep you stuck, they promote the bullshit. Say, oh, get this nice car. Now you have to go to work to pay for this car. Oh, get that nice house. They prep you for this shit when you're a child. Get you a house, get you a car, get you a family. Whole time, all of these things cost money. and with these things costing money, you're going to be stuck in the matrix on a cycle. Got to get this money so I can pay for my car. Got to get this money so I can pay for my house. Yeah. Hey, but I'm about to get up off this. I just wanted to top it up with y'all real quick. I wanted to top it up with y'all because I was feeling kind of good. And I also want to tell y'all, man, have faith in yourself. Don't ever feel like you have to just work a job and deal with the bullshit, man. You know what I'm saying? Have faith in yourself. I ain't gonna make this shit too much longer though, right? About to get up off here. I'll talk it up with y'all real quick. I hope all y'all vibrating out of high frequency, man. And a little bit of advice, a little bit of, encouragement I can try to give y'all today about some games, talking about anything. You have to know that it's making you better. If you're dealing with some game stalking program or anything like that, you have to know that this is making you better in a way. Because I made a video previously, and I'm going to try to make these videos like 10, 20 minutes so you can actually get all the information. You won't be sitting there looking at a black screen for 50 minutes. You know what I'm saying? But the gang stalking is actually making, if you're dealing with the organized gang stalking or spiritual gang stalking, you're around a bunch of bots and you're aware of the bots, it's making you better. It's making you stronger, right? Spiritually, it's making you spiritually stronger. It's helping your manifestations, all this shit, right? Because the gang stalking is to throw you off and to distract you, etc. If you're able to deal with the gang stalkers, you're able to deal with the bots and the NPCs, and you're still able to vibrate high, and you're still able to have your thoughts in your head to control your thoughts, it's going to strengthen your manifestation process. And you're going to be able to manifest faster because you're able to focus, you're able to really focus stronger, you're able to focus more, you're able to focus harder on whatever you want because you're able to do your shit while you got people trying to distract you, trying to have these synchronicities with you, trying to get you to acknowledge them. And while you're in the midst of all of this, you're still able to focus and do what you need to do without getting out of your character. And the more you go through that, the more you're going to be able to manifest. And the faster you're going to be able to manifest.